Hello, welcome again to Wonders Off Woods. Today we're going through how to measure and cut wood accurately without any expensive tools. Stick with me and let's learn. Ever wonder why your DIY projects never seem to fit together? Quite right. The secret isn't expensive laser guides or fancy equipment. It's about mastering the fundamentals that professional carpenters have used for decades. Today, I'm going to show you how to measure and cut wood with precision using tools you probably already have at home. Let's dive in. Before we even pick up a pencil, let's talk about the most important rule in woodworking. Measure twice. Cut once. It sounds simple, but here's the real secret though. Don't just measure twice from the same starting point. Measure from different reference points. If you're cutting a board to 24 inches, measure from the left end, then verify from the right end. This catches tape measure sag, warped lumber, and simple math errors before they become costly mistakes. And here's something most beginners miss. Always mark which side of the line you're cutting on. That pencil line has thickness, and cutting on the wrong side can throw off your measurement by 1/8 of an inch or more. You only need 4 basic tools for accurate measuring and cutting. First, a tape measure. Any standard 16 or 25-foot tape measure will work. Look for one with clear markings and a sturdy hook at the end. Second, a combination square. This is your secret weapon. It's called a combination square because it does multiple jobs, marking straight lines, checking if boards are square, and serving as a guide for your saw. You can find a decent one for under $15. Third, a sharp pencil. Fourth, a handsaw or circular saw. Hand saws are slower but give you more control. Circular saws are faster but require steady hands. Either works perfectly for accurate cuts when used correctly. Let's talk about how to actually use that tape measure. First, understand the hook at the end. That metal piece slides back and forth slightly. And that's intentional. It compensates for whether you're hooking it over an edge or butting it against a surface. When measuring, keep the tape flat against the wood. Any angle throws off your reading. For long measurements, have someone hold the far end or use a clamp to secure the tape. Here's a pro technique. Burn an inch. Instead of starting at 0 where the hook can slip, start at the 1-inch mark and subtract 1 inch from your final measurement. This eliminates hook errors completely. For marking multiple pieces the same length, make a story stick. Cut a scrap piece of wood to your desired length and use it as a template. This is faster and more accurate than measuring repeatedly. When reading the tape, get your eye directly above the measurement point. Reading from an angle causes parallax error, and always read to the finest marking you can clearly see. Most tape measures mark down to 1/16 of an inch. Here's something critical. Add your measurements. Don't compound them. If you need 3 boards at 12 inches each, don't measure 12, then 12 more, then 12 more. Measure to 12, then to 24, then to 36. This prevents accumulated error. Once you've measured, marking correctly makes all the difference. Use your combination square to extend the mark completely across the board. Place the square's edge flush against the side of the board and draw along the ruler edge. Mark an X on the waist side of the line. This tells you which piece you're keeping and which you're discarding. It sounds basic, but this simple X has saved countless boards from ending up in the scrap pile. For angled cuts, use the combination square's pivot point to mark consistent angles. Most squares have degree markings for common angles, like 45 degrees. If you're cutting something visible, like trim or furniture, mark on the backside when possible. Even with careful cutting, pencil marks sometimes remain, and you want them hidden. Now, for the actual cutting. First, support your work properly. The board should be stable on both sides of your cut line. If the waist side isn't supported, it'll snap off before you finish cutting, splintering the wood. Start your cut gently. Whether using a handsaw or circular saw, begin with light strokes or slow speed to establish your cut line. Aggressive starts lead to wandering cuts. Here's the trick for straight cuts without a guide. Keep your eye on the line at the front of the blade, not where the blade is currently cutting. Your hands naturally steer toward where you're looking. For circular saws, let the blade do the work. Don't force it through the wood. Forced cuts create burn marks and wandering cuts. Steady, consistent pressure gives cleaner results. With hand saws, use long, smooth strokes using the full length of the blade. Short, choppy strokes tire you out and give rougher cuts. Keep the saw at about a 45-degree angle to the board. Here's a game changer. Clamp a straight board along your cut line as a guide. Even a cheap hand saw or circular saw will make perfectly straight cuts when running along a clamped straight edge. Use C-clamps or quick grip clamps to secure it. For cross cuts, cut just outside your line on the waist side. Then sand or plane to the exact line if precision matters. This gives you a clean edge right where you want it. After cutting, verify your work immediately. Use your combination square to check that the end is square to the edge. If it's not, you'll know to adjust your technique on the next cut. Measure the finished piece. Even experienced woodworkers check their cuts. It's not about trust, it's about quality control. And there you have it. Accurate measuring and cutting with basic tools. Remember, sharp pencils, clear marks, steady hands, and always measure twice. Your next project will fit together perfectly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.